right, we're back. This is the Real Estate Huddle, and we're on episode 57. We're going to talk about some new construction options that we've been seeing around town. If you're interested in buying a brand new home, we'll talk about pros and cons of new construction, and also some of the cool communities that are out there that we think you should definitely be paying attention to because they're in either good spots or just building great floor plans, great homes, that sort of a thing. So we'll kick it off here. Let's talk first about like some of the pros and cons of new construction. You guys, what have you seen as like some of the cons first of buying a new home?
Some of the cons are there's a lot more additional expense for a home that is brand new. So you got to think of window treatments. You may have to do landscaping, install fencing, a lot of additional expenses that are not there when you buy an existing home.
Yeah.
And if you buy it early enough in the project, you're going to be dealing with construction for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, always around the dusty environment and having to deal with that.
Dusting off your cars, running over nails sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got 2 nails in my tire right now. They're holding air, but I know I got them from a new build community. So you also deal with, I mean, you're always, you know, whether it's a pro, I look at it as a con, but usually unfinished basements, right? Some of them have sump pumps. Some of them don't have sump pumps. Some of them don't even have sump pits. You have...
lighting expense too.
Yep.
They're not included a lot on
Yep.
a lot of homes now.
Yeah. Landscaping can be like, a lot of people don't realize this, but it's like, it can be 20 to 30 grand to just do your backyard.
Yeah, and you're on a time crunch once you buy that home because
Yeah.
the HOA requires you within a certain time frame, usually like 6 to 9 months, or like by the next
season.
season
Yeah.
to have your landscaping. And some people they just spent all their money on a down payment of their house.
Exactly. So you got
Like,
planned for
crap.
that. Yeah. Yep.
Start seeding now.
I would say one of the biggest cons is property taxes. Like we're seeing property taxes anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 a year on new builds, just because there are so many like community projects that go into development for these new communities. And when that happens, a lot of that goes on the back of the homeowners with property taxes annually. Where if you buy an old home or like a resale, right, that was like 1990s, early 2000s, something like that, you're probably in the $3,000 to $4,000 range for a normal single family home in Denver Metro. So it depends on the county. Some counties are a little higher than others, but
Colorado took a hit this year, man.
Yeah, because of that,
all taxes, but the new builds got destroyed.
Yeah, it was really just across the board, 55% increase on average for people's property taxes. Yeah. So that was pretty key due to a little ballot issue, right, from our last election, with the way that the attorneys wrote the property tax amendment that came out.
Happy election day, by the way.
Yeah, it's election day. So all the wonderful things that happen on election day.
Research and vote.
A lot of people in the Denver metro area feel like they got screwed, right, through that, because they felt like they were voting for one thing and it was completely a different thing than what they thought. And they completely deceived the public with that. It was very, very irritating. And so a lot of people share that frustration, but our property taxes went through the roof this last year. And we've heard a lot of our clients talking about that, obviously. And so that's contributed to the lack of affordability, unfortunately. But new construction definitely has that element of it where, if you're $6,000 a month on the lower side of new construction property taxes, you got to plan for $500 a month of property taxes in your escrow. Mm-hmm. So it's not easy.
Impacts,
it definitely impacts.
It's a hefty fee.
And the other thing with the new builds, you've got a lot of like water conservation measures already installed and put in the home. There are some really great features that they have, but if you like water pressure, sometimes you have to adjust some things. So that can be something to think about. So,
very true.
Or like constant running a vent fan in a laundry room that's constantly on. So
right. Yep.
You have to.
That's one of those new codes.
Yeah.
Out there.
The other thing that's a trade-off too is like privacy fences. You don't get privacy fences with newer homes now. It's a lot of split rails.
Split rails are a cheap option now.
Yeah, it's just what you get in these new communities, and you don't get mature trees either.
That has oddly been one of the biggest complaints. Mm-hmm. Not oddly, I guess it makes sense, but they're like, I get the same complaint of, hey, can we put a privacy fence up? Mm-hmm. Probably not.
Yeah.
HOA says no.
Yeah, if it's split rail, that's to
for
buoy the communities
dogs
up.
and
They want it consistent.
kids and stuff like that, or just for the sake of privacy in general. It's kind of a
You can do
crappy-
split chicken wire, right?
Yeah, you can.
to keep a small dog
But
in.
a big
but a lot
dog
of
is
big
going to
dogs
jump that split rail, no problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. So
Train
there
dogs.
there are some communities that are allowing like a 5-foot
Train your
privacy fence, but there are others that it's split rail. only.
My dog would never do that. So.
I'm sure.
He's out again.
So those are some of the cons.
Yeah.
Those are some of the cons, but let's talk about some of the pros. I think there's a lot of pros to new construction too. Like obviously open floor plans, right? Like
Open floor
amazing.
plans, tall ceilings. You got 9-foot ceilings in the basement, which
Yeah.
is way nice. So what if and when you do finish a basement, it is actually good usable space.
Yep.
Usually quartz countertops right now.
Yeah, right off.
Like nice cabinets.
Great standard features from
Yeah.
these builders now, like that are
Yeah,
high-end. Good
and they're
stuff.
they seem to be getting better. And some of these builders are putting in some really nice stuff.
Great
And they're
product.
Really
Thinking
nice
through storage on a regular basis, they actually have a lot more storage space than that they seem to have in like the 90s.
Yep.
So a lot more lighting.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Definitely.
Bigger windows,
more windows, yeah.
natural lighting. I love natural natural lighting.
This
that they
the
give.
folding and stacking sliding doors going out to the patio.
That's my
is-
favorite thing.
Yeah.
So that's a very
Big-
expensive option to put in after
big
the fact,
windows.
but if you get it from the get go,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The open air concept is awesome.
Energy efficiency is a big one, I think, too.
Yeah.
And then wireless and Bluetooth capability with your systems. A lot of them are doing like the smart home stuff.
Yep.
And then
some of them are solar communities, so that comes
Yep.
with it.
Yep, solar. And then the warranties. You get some really good warranties with them. And always do your research on the builder that you're using. And make sure you're asking questions. And if you're the realtor, make sure that they do ask these questions if you're with them. But making sure that they've done all their soil testing, the proper soil testing, especially here in Colorado, is a
Core
big one
samples.
Yeah. with
with some of the hot soils that we have. And then, but the warranties, going back to the warranties, the great part is usually they have like a 10.5.2 or 10.5.1 or 10.2.1. What that means is usually the 10 is the structural, so they're going to cover your structure, your foundation, and things like that for 10 years. So if you have any type of cracking or settling in that foundation, they'll usually warranty that, no problem. And then you have a systems warranty, which is that 2 or 5 number. It's right now it's usually 2 years, the 2-year system warranty, where they're gonna make sure your water heater and your AC and furnace are all good to go. And sometimes they'll include some other things as far as maybe some appliances. Usually not, but I've seen one. I think it was with a condo townhome builder. But and then the 1 year is usually your cosmetics. So drywall, paint,
Nail pops.
with
nail
some
pops, yeah.
others don't offer that, but there are some that do.
And you make sure you read the warranties.
Yep.
That's another con with buying a new house, is reading all the freaking paperwork that they give you, because they have
There's
the
a lot of
warranties
it.
are a novel, and if you don't really understand it, and then you call them, you're like, hey, you guys cover this, and they're like, no, we don't. Read your warranty. Click.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the other cool thing with some of the new builds, the rates. They have some really stellar rates right
The
now.
incentives,
It's one of the biggest
the
incentives.
financial incentives are awesome.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of them that start at a base of 4.97%, right? They've done a bulk rate buy down, but they're doing a 3-2-1 buy down with it.
On top of it,
Yeah, so it's crazy. It's like 1.97,
199 on your first year. That's
299
free money.
second year, 399 third year. Like it's pretty amazing. So
It sucks
that'll
when
help
you
your
have to
payment.
go back up to that 499, because you're probably not going to get better than 4 for a while, but it's a great couple years.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some huge upsides, and I think that just having like the curb appeal that you want to, like some of these homes are gorgeous, from the
Oh, yeah.
outside.
Being able to pick your lot.
Yeah, and Captain Obvious here, but like when you have a new home, it means that you don't have to replace things. There's not.
Yeah, no projects.
Yeah,
It's moving
Furnace
ready.
isn't gonna go out on you in the
It
next couple of years.
smells brand new. The smell of a new home. There's very little things better than a new home smell.
New car. That's the only thing that's better.
I don't know.
That leather, the leather.
Some of us don't have leather seats lately.
I get it.
Not that
No, you're right.
Hey, my car is 6-7 years old, so
new car smell
that's
is good.
Haven't smelled that for a long time.
But there's nothing better than a fresh coat of paint, new flooring, just the smell of wood.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
So let's talk about some of the communities that are around us. So we office out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. So we're pretty, on the south side of the Denver metro area. But there's Sterling Ranch that's right by us. That's a big community. It's supposed to be about 8,000 homes that are going up. And over the course of it's been going for about 7 years now, and going to be going for another 7 probably, with all the building plans they have. And that could just continue to expand with all the land they have to work with back there. Yep. But that's a huge community with a lot of different builders, options from like the low 4s all the way up to the 2 million mark back there. So you've got a lot of different price points and everything, and probably 7 to 8 different builders that are just in that one community. So multi-plan development. And then you got Solstice too, that's right by Chatfield. That's a pretty cool community. Do you want to talk on that one a little bit?
Got a lot of Shea homes over in that area. So they're expanding out. They've got a lot of what's the trail system? East-West Trail? No.
Yep. The Chatfield Reservoir Trail there.
Talking about Highline Canal?
Highline Canal, thank you. So it's kind of like the start and the pickup of the Highline Canal that rolls all the way through. So they've expanded a lot of that. So Chatfield's a great state park they've got a reservoir there. They've got a pond for stand-up paddleboarding. They've got a field out there for remote control airplanes and all sorts of other fun stuff. So you're just right in the heart of all of that. So
campgrounds. They've got RV parks and stuff like that, and they've got. It's one of the rare places where you can have fun on the water with motorized boats and jet skis and that sort of thing too. There's not very much water in the Denver metro area, unfortunately, that you can play on. So that's a big draw with Solstice, which boaters, if you're into that, that's a good community.
And they have Shea Homes there has really good open floor plans. And I think
Shea's a great builder.
Their standard amenities is really great. So they've got a lot of, nice features, great design styles to pick from. So they're doing things real well there.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. And then, we've got lots of other options. Lyric is one that's just popping up that's been right off I-25 and like Ridgegate, just south of the Denver Tech Center. That's a really big community that's going up. And
it's huge.
Yeah, you've got a lot of starter homes all the way up to homes right around the $1 million price point. But really close in proximity to a ton of jobs, whether it be downtown Denver, working in DTC or Castle Rock or even the Springs, you can shoot down there pretty quick. But that's a good community to look at, and they've got some really good floor plans down there too.
They've got some in Westridge Glen and Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, so that's one that's up and coming. That's
the Richmond community.
Yeah, 44 Richmond homes. So it's a tighter community.
Exclusive.
That's just going to be it's an old school zone that expired. Now Richmond bought it, and they're going to be in the 8s. It sounds like there's a priority list. They were supposed to start selling lots in October. That's been behind. So we'll probably see some of those lots start selling.
It's because
towards the end of the
Highlands Ranch residents aren't being super happy about it.
No, I think at first probably. I think people were kind of shocked that, wow, that school zone is not going to be a field anymore, and now all of a sudden, but now that it's been developed, there's roads going through it now. It's completely developed. They've got utilities in and everything. So all we're missing is a sales tent basically to get that going. But new construction in Highlands Ranch is going to be very unique. We haven't had that since Backcountry was all built out. So,
and then there's some small pocket communities over by Meadows Golf Course and Fox Hollow, I think, has got some as well.
Yeah.
And in that area, there's
Boulder Creek Properties has a little development there. Silver Creek is what it's called. And that's a cool one. And those are higher end. I mean, 800 to 1.4 basically in there. And then Millstone is another community that's kind of by off of Platte Canyon and Mineral area.
Yep.
Brookfield's got some homes in there, and they're also they're building some very nice luxury homes that are above $2 million in there as well. But the price point on the Millstone ones is right around 1 to 1.1 in that price range. So a little more affordable there. So our average price in the Denver metro area is about $780,000. So it's still under that million mark, and that's we had some serious appreciation for a decade, and these last couple of years it's come to a halt, and we've actually gone down 3% this last year. So we're starting to see some more affordable options, builders that are dropping their prices instead of going up every month like they were for a while there. But there's those rate incentives help keep payments down for sure.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable enough to buy an existing build and you like it as it is, you can get some really good deals. So
yeah,
a lot of incentives.
Definitely.
Out in Parker, they've got quite a few areas that are. So we have like Looking Glass. That's a new one. They've got some really good builders in there. The trails at Crowfoot, they're finishing up a lot of projects, but they still have some opportunities out there. Even Pradera is actually building some newer homes. They're like starting at like 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah.
They're building a lot out there. I mean, and then even farther out east, they're building a ton too. So, lot of brand new homes in the Denver metro area for sure.
Yeah.
Lot to choose from. A lot of areas. I mean, even out in Southeast Aurora,
Stapleton.
Yep. I mean, all the way up to Reunion if you want to go up there. But
yep. Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of good options. There's one that's kind of unique, and Ken Carroll Ranch hasn't had new builds for a long time, but Toll Brothers has a community over there.
That's a great builder too.
Yeah, Toll Brothers is one of our favorites. They build a great home, and those are $915,000 to $1,000,000, like $1,050,000, that range. So that's Toll Brothers at Ken Carroll Ranch, the Overlook Collection. But that's a really nice spot, 25 to 3,800 square foot homes.
Ken Carroll Ranch. I mean, that's prime real estate.
Really nice part of town. The Ken Carroll Valley is this little canyon, that's got biking trails, and it's red rocks, like arrowhead shaped rocks back there.
And it's right behind what they call the hogback.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you got a huge trail system and amazing community center too, with pool and tennis courts and all that stuff. So it's a really scenic part of town, right tucked up against the mountains. So that's one to look at as well. Any others that you guys are liking? There's a couple just east of I-25 that are really good spots as well. We talked about Lyric, but there's like the Heights at DTC is another community. That's over in Centennial, just east of I-25, kind of north of Dry Creek. But those are like 2 to 3 bed homes, nicer style homes that are in that 750 to $1 million range. And they're more vertical floor plans. So they're like those 3-story vertical. We're seeing more builders go to those just because they can build more of them in tight spaces. And more and more people don't really want to deal with a whole lot of yard work and that sort of thing. They just want more living space. So that's why builders are going vertical on some of these and more modern.
If you keep going south on I-25, I mean, stop by the canyons at Castle Pines. Mm-hmm. They're still building out there.
Yeah, lots of building going on right off I-25 there.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, that's a great community just
outside of the village.
I think they start at 7, like in the 7s, low 7s.
Yep,
mid 7s.
Yeah,
but they can get up there. But I mean, Castle Pines. We've done an episode on Castle Pines. It's fantastic. And then you have like going to Castle Rock. I know the Meadows is still building. Crystal Valley Ranch down on the very south side of Castle Rock, which is actually one of my favorite communities. It's kind of tucked away. They've got so many builders in there, from like super local builders to your nationwide builders. With a lot of cool parks. They've got a cool little bike park that I like called Rhyolite. And then you have like going up just a little bit from there is Macarta, or is it Macarta? Macanta. Yeah. That's what it is. Macanta.
Down in Parker.
Kind of a hidden gem out there because it's on the east side of Castle Rock.
Yep. Bordering Parker.
Beautiful homes.
Yep.
Toll Brothers is down there, but they also are putting in a Costco down to that end of town too.
Yes,
and a new overpass.
So yeah, those new build areas in that Castle Rock, they've got a lot of things coming. That's going to make it a lot easier to live down there.
Yep.
And their community center is awesome, and they've got some great food down there. So
yeah,
right on the south.
That's where my jiu-jitsu gym is. The Rock. Shout out The Rock.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
All you rock listeners. Spencer.
I'm sure we got a bunch of them.
There's Pradera is still building down there. Really nice community in Parker. The Trails is another community in Parker that's more affordable. Taylor Morrison's building over there. They're another great builder that we really like. So lots of options, on the south side of town that are really good. And you get closer to Denver, there's still quite a few new build options. They're just smaller communities because they don't have the huge community spaces for new builds, but they're more like not spot builds, but just like tiny little rows, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We just had one on with Greg Manzanares. Keith was building. I mean, they're building, like, if you want to go like inner city, like not inner city, but like more downtown area.
Yeah,
they've got little spots all over the place that are building, whether it's like little developments or they're literally scraping the property and building brand new homes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's some good area. Virginia Village has some of those vertical townhomes. Wheat Ridge has some vertical Toll Brothers townhomes that are over there.
Edgewater's a big one right now too. They're scraping and building.
Yeah, definitely. And they're still doing stuff over on the west side of town too. So like Morrison even has some building going on over there. The ranch, the Monarch collection over there is a big one. And so there's every part of Denver. Builders just find a way, right? They find a way to develop, find a little piece of land, convert it into the right zoning, and make some lots out of it. And so that's what you're seeing now that a lot of Denver's been built out, but you're still little pockets here and there, and then they still can continue to build on the outskirts. These bigger communities that are huge. Like down by the airport right now is just tons of like Inspiration, Reunion, all of those are going up. You've got Wheatlands out there in Southeast Aurora, Southlands, like that area is still booming with new construction. And then up north too, Brighton, Thornton, they're still building quite a bit because they have the land to do it up there.
Who are your favorite? I know we try not to play favorites, but when it comes to like, let's talk strictly just like house
build quality,
layout, things like that. Who do you prefer as far as like your taste goes with builders?
Yeah, so like your custom builders are going to be the best probably in most cases, but like production builders, I think Toll Brothers and Taylor Morrison do a really good job. I've been the most happy with the experience working with both of them. I think they tend to do really well, and then after that probably Shea and I think Shea and Richmond. Shea's probably a little ahead of Richmond, I would say, and then Richmond and Oakwood, D.R. Horton are kind of all in that same category.
And then Lennar.
Coming up in the rear, Lennar and Century. To me, I think they're behind. KB used to be there, and I think they've kind of worked their way up. They're kind of towards the middle now. We've had some better experiences with them. But yeah, it's kind of across the board. It seems like the most warranty issues that we see coming up for our clients are from Lennar Homes, from Century Homes. The crappiest experiences where we show up and the house isn't done, when it's supposed to be done, or they're behind, or delays, or different things like that. That's Century to it. It's the truth. Like we've just had more experiences with Century and Lennar with that sort of thing, with their staffing, subcontractors. It's just been tough. And as management changes and things change within those organizations, it gets better. It really does. But that's just been our experience, our honest experience.
Yeah, I noticed one of the latest new builds was the Toll Brother that I worked with, and the extra features that they put into things that they just they were really meticulous with the details. They put in things that are going to pay value for a long period of time. So like tying in all of the egress windows in the basement to the sump pump drain. So all of that type of stuff, they really thought that out ahead of time. So it's really going to make that home last a lot longer and save you a lot of future headaches.
I like Toll Brothers a lot. They make a really cool home. We have two builders on the east side of Parker in a community called Vivant. Joyce and Cardell.
Yeah, Joyce is awesome too.
Joyce really makes a sweet house.
Yeah, they're one of the better ones, I would say. I'd put them Taylor Morrison.
Yeah, absolutely. Taylor Morrison, Toll Brothers, and Joyce are kind of, and Cardell. The Cardell. I haven't had a ton of experience with Cardell outside of. To me, they were more of like a townhome condo builder. Yeah. Like multifamily units. Yeah. But these homes out there are awesome. Like pristine, just beautiful. Yeah. Those homes are starting at like 1.1. Yeah. But I think there is a difference between the builders you go with. I mean, some more specialized in that, just track home and spec home and build as many as you can and get them off our inventory.
Yep.
But then you have some of those semi-customs like the Richmonds, the Toll Brothers, the Shays, like some of that. People like that have a little bit more higher quality, and then obviously the custom stuff is
a couple others I thought of to throw in that mid-range category are like Tri-Point Homes. There's Meritage. There's Locale. There's another one.
Love Locale.
Yeah, Wonderland. There's Brookfield as well. So
if you're down in the Springs Challenger, they're a great builder.
Yeah.
Not just in quality, but to work with as a realtor, it was freaking awesome.
Nice. Boulder Creek Properties also did a really nice job for some of our clients.
Kaufman Homes are pretty good. They're a local builder.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. But
so there's a lot of them in town now that you can.
A lot. Yeah. We just kind of went off on a whole list.
But if you're curious to know, like, does it make sense to call a realtor to work with new construction homes? What we've seen is if you don't, builder contracts are very sided towards the builder. And your experience may be very different if you don't have anyone representing you on your side. And so, what a lot of people don't understand is builders do offer a buyer's agent compensation in many cases too. So, you may, that's something that we can talk through, with each builder and see what the setup is there. But we've been able to help a lot of people, and help them have a great experience with builders and hold builders accountable to their contracts and make sure that they're not cutting corners with their construction that they're doing. We always recommend doing an inspection, certain things that if you don't do, you can really regret it down the road. And so, it does help to have the guidance. And as you can see, we've been through this a lot. We know a lot about the process, and we can definitely help you if you're in that boat trying to buy a new home. So hope this has been really valuable for you. And if you're relocating, moving to Colorado, looking for new homes in Colorado, this is something I hope you watched, right? And share with others that are doing the same. But please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and give us a call. Reach out, text us, call us. Let us know if we can help you in your home search and help identify the right community, right builder for you to work with if that's the route that you want to go. And maybe it's not. Maybe you want to evaluate that, but also look at some resale options, and we can show you all those as well. So happy to help. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. So if you have enjoyed what you're listening to and you'd like to hear more, make sure to press that subscribe button so that you can not miss out on any more episodes that are coming up. And also check out all of our contact information is below. You can see us at the dreamsmithteam.com to look up more information about our team and our history and all of the members of our team, and see contact information that you can reach us if you have any real estate needs.
See you next time.